Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on into the creamery here on a Thursday. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Wow, I have not looked at my face in a while. I look fucked up. No, I'm just kidding. My beard, I just need to trim my beard, and I haven't done it in a minute, so I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm like, ah. Oh my gosh, hold on. I want to look at I want to adjust something real quick because I look a little. Okay, there we go. That looks better. All right, now I'm ready to show my face. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the creamery on a Thursday. I got the day right. It's July 17th. I had to look at the fucking. I like clearly looked down. I'm like, It's July 17th, and I'm back. I know that I was like, I'm gonna do scheduled streams, and I think I've missed like one stream a week since. I think last week we did 2 streams, and this week we will be doing 2 streams. I have confirmed with myself, and I don't think I've put it anywhere else. Maybe I've mentioned it in the Discord. Or I think I mentioned it when I was doing some web fishing in Discord the other day as well. But this Saturday is I'm gonna do a Kywil community game day, not a Kevbone community. He's gonna do his own community game day probably too. But I'm gonna do my own because I haven't done anything like that. But the focus being on Switch 1 games because I don't play Switch like games at all with people. But I have a whole setup back here to be able to play them actually like really nicely. So like, you know, like I even have like my like the Ethernet adapter on this on the dock back here, and so we should be good. I'm thinking we could play maybe some Mario Kart, maybe some Smash Brothers, maybe some other games that are on the Switch. I don't remember what games I have. But I'm gonna I'll formally announce that later on the Discord, so make sure that people actually are gonna be there for that if they want to hang out. Excuse me. We might do games outside of that too. Who knows? I might not just focus on Switch games, but those are gonna be. I haven't played the Switch. The last time I played my Switch, I was actually okay. I'll be fair. I did just pick up my Switch and start playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom again. Because my buddy Steve has been playing it on, he was playing it on his stream. He's been doing like a Zelda marathon for like the last month, I want to say, and more than a month. Oh my gosh, it's been like 37 days over on his channel. That's Radboy90. He comes in chat quite often. One of the long time subscribers here in the creamery, and yeah, he's been doing a long ass Zelda marathon, and he was playing through Echoes of Wisdom, and I was like, shit, I never beat that game. It would be really cool to revisit it, and he suggested starting over from the beginning when I was in his chat, and I was like, that is normally what, normally that's what I would do. Normally, if I go into a game again after I haven't played this since it came out like a year ago, like in September almost, or whatever it was. And I was like, you know, if I were going to go back into the game, I would normally start over from the beginning. However, that's my trap. When I do that is when I forget to I get back to the point that I was at already, and I stop again, and I forget to play again. And then I do this like 3 or 4 times until I just get really bored of playing through the beginning of the game, and I never end up finishing the game. So this time I'm just like, fuck it. I have no idea what I was doing, and I didn't. I had no idea what I was doing. Apparently I had done a good, I had got some rifts closed, and I was going to talk to this person, and when I did that, Hyrule Town was consumed by a rift or something like that. So I went and I opened up another one underground, and now I'm in a boss fight, and I'm like, okay, cool. And unfortunately, I was in the boss fight when my Switch died on me. I had the audacity to believe. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fine. I'm going to get through this boss fight before my Switch dies. There's no way. It just flashed the dying battery sign 1 second ago. It's not going to die. Nope, it's dead. Nope, it's dead. And now it was just the first time I had got to the 4th phase of the boss or whatever it was. I'm like, Yep, now's when it dies. Now's when it dies. Now is when it dies. Of course. So that's been charging. So next time I pick it up, who knows? Maybe I'll still be in the middle of a boss battle. No, I don't think that's how that works. Unfortunately, when your Switch dies. So the last time I was here was last Thursday, and I think did we stream last Tuesday as well, or did I think I did stream last Tuesday. We did Inscription, and on last Thursday I did do Stardew last Thursday, and then didn't we do a concert like on Saturday too? So I haven't been gone as long as I thought, but that's a lot different of a stream when I do the piano stuff, right, when I'm playing music. So we didn't do a stream on Tuesday, but because like the last couple of days have just been very interesting. There's been a lot of stuff kind of going on around the house, kind of figuring that out, just making sure everyone's comfortable here. And then because there's been some, basically there's just like a lot of power draw on the back of this house, and if you guys remember, there was a point in time where I was streaming and the power kind of like everything just kind of shut down, and I had to power everything back up. Well, that's just been like an ongoing issue, and so it's like I've been trying to figure that out, and finally we were like, all right, we gotta figure this out, and that was on Tuesday, and so that was kind of like, I also took a nap on Tuesday. It was partly why I didn't end up streaming. I woke up at 4:30, and I'm like, and then yeah, that it was kind of a whole thing. There was a lot of moving parts on Tuesday. Yesterday I filled in actually helping out for the Mall Dad stream, so I actually had to make sure today, when I opened up everything, I was like, I need to make sure that I'm not, in the right, like I have the right profile up on OBS, and I'm not streaming to the wrong stream. But I'm streaming to the right place, thankfully. It is where it is the creamery here today. But that was an interesting little filling in, doing that yesterday, because I was kind of in a weird place mentally the whole time, and so I was just doing my best to kind of keep the music going for them, and that was like all I could do, unfortunately. And then afterwards I kind of had a I ended up just talking to a friend. I was thankful that my friend was available to talk, because I was like, all right, cool, at least I have someone to kind of help me through this. I was just going through a lot. And then I went to bed super early last night, and I wake up and I had this I had some messages on Instagram from someone I met over this weekend, and this past weekend at the, I haven't talked about that yet, because that was on Sunday. I think I don't know if I had mentioned it on Saturday, because I hadn't officially decided I was going on Saturday, but on Sunday. So I know this couple. I've known them for a while. I've actually known the girl, my friend Nala, for a much longer time than her partner, but I'm getting to know him. And they host these events at their space, and it's like this very, it's kind of, what's the best way to put it? A lot of people would kind of think it's kind of like woo-woo, whatever, kind of like, like, oh, you're into whatever, like meditation, and like this. It's like what I went to over the weekend was an ecstatic dance. That was on Sunday, and it was very fun. And it's like based in like ritual, like drum circle kind of stuff, like sitting around a fire, just hitting your, like just moving your body openly and freely. But one of the things I thought was cool about it, it was in the afternoon. I liked that. It was like started at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. So that was like, that's nice. So it's not like super late, because like I actually go to bed super fucking early. So like going to like raves or like shows where the start time is like 9 p.m. Like that's when the music's starting. It's like 8 or 9 p.m. Goes until 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes. Some of them. That can be tough for me, because that's like I'm waking up at 5 a.m. usually. Like I can't be up until 5 a.m. So I mean, like that's a personal issue, right? So I liked that it was in the afternoon, and it's also the intention is that if you're on the dance floor, and this was outdoors, so like the dance floor was just their backyard, which was really fucking cool. And it was if you're on the dance floor, don't talk, and like no talking with each other, just move. Like movement is the language on the dance floor, and like everything is consensual, but like just be cool, be free, be your authentic self, and like stuff like that. And then no substances, like no smoking, no drinking, anything like that. So just a very much just like come and be fully embodied as who you are. And it just felt really fucking cool to be there around all these people. And I ended up talking to this one girl afterwards, and then the DJ as well. And like just like actually I talked to like 3 people afterwards. What am I talking about? And then the hosts and everything. I talked to quite a few people at that event. That was really cool. I had a really good time, and that kind of has been pushing me into being like, all right, I want to kind of go to more things like that and find out where they're at, where they're kind of going on. I found a few. Ooh, it's kind of jam happening, right? In the area around me and stuff like that. And then I think also, I can't remember. I think I might have done this by the last time I was streaming last week. I finally confirmed that I'm going to be going to a music festival in September and volunteering there. And I have no idea exactly what I'll be doing, like what the volunteering entails until I get there, I think. I have my shifts. I'll have my shifts like the week before I show up. But then what they do is I guess I'm going to get there and they're going to be like, all right, they'll probably be like, where do you think you're going to be the best at? I think I'll probably be good at like maybe directing traffic. I'm pretty good with directions and like guiding people places. I think that would be a good place for me. I'm good with maps. I'm like very good with maps. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm terrible with maps, and I have this like overconfidence in my map my map skills, my cartography skills. And then, but I think you can do like ticket taking. You can do stuff like cleaning up in the kitchens, doing like, there's all sorts of different things I guess you can do as a volunteer. And it's just 3 5-hour shifts of volunteering at this event, and you get to go for free, and you get the camping for free. And I mean, you have to bring your own food and do all that stuff, but that's like kind of normal for the festival. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a very cool event to get into, to go to, and to be a part of as a volunteer, because like I think I've never gone to one of these as a volunteer before. The only music festival I've ever attended was Electric Forest back 3 years ago for my honeymoon. I almost said rip. I mean yeah, kinda. But let's not let's be nice. Let's play nice. But for my honeymoon, I went to Electric Forest, and that was very fun. But I was just an attendee, and I feel like being a volunteer will give you being a volunteer will give you a different perspective than being somebody who actually puts on the festival, or somebody who performs. Like being a performer, like if I ever got to perform at a festival, which would be fucking sick, but like, who knows? I mean, like I'm not saying like main stages ever. Like who knows? Like, do I ever want to be main stage famous at a festival? Like even if if the festival I'm going to, or that I'm volunteering at, is a smaller size festival, which is kind of why I wanted to volunteer at it anyway, was because it's like it's closer than a lot of the other festivals I could go to. Like there's one that's actually happening. I think it starts today. Like the first day is today, and it's in Legends Valley, Ohio, or whatever. It's the same place that they do Lost Lands, which is like a big dubstep festival put on by Excision. And right now there's a Secret Dreams is the name of the festival, and that's happening down there. I really wanted to go this year, but I just couldn't finagle my way into making it down there for that this year. And so I kind of was like, well, maybe if I can volunteer at this other festival in September, then I'll be made. And then I got accepted into the volunteer program there, and so it's happening. And I just got big news today, and this is actually huge for going to a festival, because I got big news today, and I don't know if I don't think I've mentioned this on stream yet. I know I mentioned it when I was in someone else's stream. This is huge for me. Is that so a couple weeks ago when I was with my dad, and this is something me and my dad have been talking about. We've kind of been workshopping this idea for like a year of getting a car together, because he he sometimes needs help, like rides, like to the doctors, going grocery shopping, things like that. My brother's not around as much as he used to be. He's, sometimes he's gone for a couple days at a time, and I'm just more reliable, I guess, at this point, right? So we've been talking about it, and I've been kind of looking for, like I said, a couple weeks ago, he gave me the go ahead, start looking for some cars. And then maybe we'll see if we can get get one by like the end of the month. So I think this was like really early. I think this was like early, like maybe late June, early July. He said that. And so like the last couple of weeks I've been keeping my eyes out. And I don't know how I looked over this car for the last like 2 weeks, because it's been listed for like, almost the whole last month. And I missed it. I guess I was maybe only looking in like July or when I started looking or something. And because it was just at the end of last month, as I think when it got put up. And I went today to find, like, all the other cars I've tried to like go and look at. The people like kind of flaked on me. This was the first person who actually kind of came through. They were there, they showed up, and I looked at the car. Everything looked great on the inside. It's an older car, but it's a reliable car. It's a Toyota RAV4, and I think it's going. Like, I'm gonna meet the guy tomorrow and end up actually going through with it. And I'm gonna have my own vehicle, because I've been sharing a car with my roommate, and basically, it's his car, and so I've just been kind of using it. I just feel bad every time, because like, I wish I had my own car, so I could, like, so I'm not leaving him without a car, and like, it just kind of like, it always puts me in this weird headspace where I'm just like, I really wish I was, I had the ability to do this. And so finally, after a while, it's happening. We're gonna go through, because I went and I gave it a little test drive, made sure everything was good, talked to the guy. He was really cool. He was like, yeah, you might hear the sound back there. This is what it is. And like, I'm like, all right. And he said, it's like his girlfriend's old car. So I'm like, all right, sick. Like, let's fucking go. Like, I've talked with the people I've talked to, and then I talked to my dad, and it seems like this is going to be a pretty cool thing. And then it gives me kind of this extra little bit of freedom where it's like, I'm not worried about using someone else's car, because it's like, I've already got an accident in that car. I don't know if that's ever even been something that I've talked as openly about on stream, but I know that is a thing that happened back in March. And so there's a lot kind of that is nice, knowing that I'll have my own vehicle to be able to use, and I'm not putting my roommate out of, if I'm gone, he doesn't have a car, or whatever, whatever other things can happen when you share a car. So it's going to be nice, and I'm very excited about that, and I already have it all set up so that I could go and get the car and go get it registered and everything tomorrow afternoon. So it's sick. It's like, as I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. This is really good news. Really good news. So in the last week, a lot has happened. A lot has opened up. A lot of different changes have happened in the world of Kywil, in the space of Kywil. I've been like watching a lot more. I've been watching a lot of cartoons, I guess I could say. Is what I could say, because I watched a fuck ton of, like, the last 2 days of Teen Titans. I don't know why that was the draw for me. But for some reason, the last 3 days, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch some fucking Teen Titans, and I've been like, it's been on in the background. Like, I haven't been fully invested in watching it at every point in the day. But oh please, Kywil, everything is fucking changing in Kywil's world. Everything is changing. I'm divorced. I'm getting a new car, or a used car. It's used. It's an older vehicle, but honestly, for how old it is, it doesn't have that many miles on it compared to like some even like 10-year-old cars I've seen. And like, the body looked fine. I took a look underneath to make sure there was no like rust or issues, anything. The inside looked good. It didn't smell bad on the inside. The AC fucking worked, which is like always like what you want for something. But also Geo, or should I say Geo? How's it going, buddy? Nice to see ya. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Welcome on in. Good on you for closing a car deal. I got no idea how to do anything related. This is like maybe my second or third time, and I have not done this like the last couple of times I've gone through like used deal. Okay, actually, hold on. I want to think. What was the last time I did it? The last car I got, I didn't even actually buy, to be perfectly honest. My grandpa found it, and he kind of bought it off of the woman, and then he gave it to me. And that was actually a really nice car. And then I sold that to my to Lauren's mom a couple years ago because we just didn't need 2 cars. It was like having 2 cars was more painful because my car needed a little bit of work. Lauren's mom was willing to put the money in to get the work done and then buy the car. And I was like, I didn't have the money to even get the work done. And then it took me off of insurance, having to pay for gas. It was like, this is way easier. Nice to see you too, bud. It brings me a nice smile to hear the intro again. There you go. Gotta come in to get the good geos in there. The geo. That should be a fucking emote idea right there. Just an emote that says geo, and it's a follower emote, so everybody has access to it. Every time Geo comes in, everybody can just spam Geo, or just like have a giant G emote. How you doing though? How's life been treating the one and only VGeo Dash? Like I said yesterday, I think I mentioned this like just a little bit earlier. Yesterday was a little bit of an up and down emotional, like actually the last 2 days, kind of up and down emotionally. But I've been getting through it. I've been getting better at having a handle on my emotions and being able to kind of come back to a center point a lot faster when I do have big emotions. But I needed to kind of process, I think, a lot of things yesterday. I think yesterday I had a big realization that I've had the realization before. Yesterday was not the first time I had this realization, but I had it again yesterday that this apartment holds a lot of memories, obviously, for me of me being with Lauren. And so sometimes just being here can be a lot. It brings back a lot of good times, and sometimes it brings back a lot of not so good times. And so it's like I kind of have to be in this like fight and this balance. Excuse me. I have a little bit of gas. I'm drinking some pop as usual. Things have been going well, you know me, playing Smash, looking at pens. I'm so glad I actually read pens and enjoying. Ooh, a new DSi. That's cool. I haven't heard about a DSi in a while. I see that Bofiab has gotten you into the pens. You mentioned that on the Discord the other day as well. And it's playing Smash. I don't know if you were here for this earlier, Gio. I am planning on doing a community game day this Saturday. I'm going to announce it in the Discord later. But I was going to do some community games with a focus on the Switch, the original Switch. Get your mind out of the gutter. You know that's where my mind lives. My mind isn't just in the gutter. My mind is the gutter. When people say get your mind out of the gutter, they're actually saying get your mind out of Kywil's mind. That's what they mean. Because my mind is just that dirty. It is the gutter. My mind is just filled with shit. It's just people take their shit and they just dump it into my head, actually, is how it works. I am the sewage system for consciousness. All consciousness. Don't I know it? We got the clips and quotes to prove it. Damn. Yeah, actually we do, though. Fucking classic good old hand on cock. I think that's still one of my... That's like one of my favorite all-time clips is the hand on... Oh, also, if anyone's interested, if anyone's interested in this... I'll probably wait until like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours in. I don't know if I'm gonna play a game or not today. If we do, it'd probably fucking be Stardew, just because like I have no plans. I'm like, I just want to go live and just chat because we'll kind of see where things go. Sometimes, you know, just chatting streams are fun and like we can have a good time and I'll yap about whatever has been kind of going on in my life. And I mean, I feel like it's like, what have I been doing? And I'm like, not that much actually. I've been working on music. I've been working on the vlog, which is what I was going to say, is I'm going to be showcasing that tonight. It's going to be live on my YouTube channel tomorrow. I think I set it to be live at like noon. But I wanted to show off the finished product to anybody who is interested in seeing a sneak peek of the vlog on tonight's stream. So at some point, I'm just gonna pull up the video that I made, and I'll just like show it on stream. I won't pull up the actual like YouTube thing or anything like that. But it will be live tomorrow. If you cannot stay and watch that when it happens, it will be live again tomorrow, or it will be live on YouTube tomorrow, and then up there forever. And it's like 20 minutes long, and I don't know how entertaining it actually is, but it's a thing I did. I finished a thing I said I wanted to do, and that's for me. That's just like good. That's a good feeling. I went into my to-do list today, and I noticed that the top thing on my to-do list on my phone was make a Facebook page for Kywil, like for the creamery. And I went and I looked at it and I went, oh, I did it. I did a thing on my to-do list. I could actually mark that off. I actually was able to mark off like 3 things on my to-do list, because I've actually been doing things on my getting them like done. True, I can't wait to see it then. Yeah, and then I have some other projects I want to. There's some other projects I kind of want to put into the pipeline here that I'm gonna start editing in the next couple of weeks. The one big project I have, I think, it's gonna be fun. I have ideas. I've told 2 of my friends about it. And they're like, ooh, that sounds awesome. I can't wait for that. So I'm excited to put that one, have that one in the works. And then hopefully, I don't know when that one's going to be done, because like I have to actually do some like newer shit for it. But I'm excited to do the new shit for it. Anyway, that's going to be fun, the next project. But then I also want to be doing stuff for YouTube where it's like kind of maybe just me sitting here. Gio, I know that you've asked about like Kywil's Closet or something maybe akin to Kywil's Closet. There might be something like that coming back soon. I'm not exactly sure what it would be, the exact essence of it. I might have more of like a structure to it. I'm not like maybe like because I know Kywil's Closet's kind of had a, I had like a topic going in. So I might maybe have a topic or maybe a couple of topics I would want to talk about, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I think it would be cool to kind of just do some videos like that, maybe once, twice a week on YouTube. Just have some consistent uploads in between the more fully edited projects, because I was also thinking of maybe bringing back Kyle's collection, which was I only did 1 episode of ever, and I think it was Ori in the Blind Forest. But I really did like that. The idea of those videos was going through games that I owned, maybe I've played, maybe I haven't played them, and kind of giving my kind of retrospective on them. Sometimes, like when I did Ori and the Blind Forest, I think Flex left a really good comment for me, and I really want to go back and read what it was, because I was gonna do the next video I wanted to do was Hyper Light Drifter. And I remember I was starting to, I was initially going, I'm going to start writing the script for this. And then in writing the script, I was like, I should probably understand more of the story bits and maybe the background elements of Hyper Light Drifter so that I can talk about it during the video. And it's one of those games that has no text in the game and no like actual lore is given to you, but the community has figured out the lore through context, and the wiki is immense. That's a throwback Kywil's Closet series. It's nearly a decade old. Is it actually that old already? Oh my gosh. Feels like it would be Kywil's Closet. I guess it's 7. It would have to be at least 7 years old, I want to say. Dang, Kywil's Closet's getting ancient. So make sure I'm not accidentally showing my, yeah, I am. Because we have Kywil, we just have like my Let's Play. Kywil Plays. Yeah, Kywil is playing Transistor. Kywil Plays. Kywil's Closet are from 2018. Oh my gosh, that is 7 years old. Yeah. January 14th through February 20th of 2018. So wait, Kywil's Closet predates me doing, like, really starting to do my streams. I was doing Kywil's Closets before I was really streaming more regularly, because I don't think I started streaming until February of 2018. That's crazy. That's how old those are. And then what's the? I know the oldest thing on my channel. I know what the oldest video is. I'm surprised it never really got removed after having the copyright. I have a video apparently that is 18 plus only, age restricted, and in the video I'm pretty sure I'm 15. Only 18 it says the name of the video is I'm not even sure what's happening. And then the description says, imagine you got really bored one night. Then imagine you consumed mass amounts of caffeine. That's what this is. Bro, why is it rated 18 plus? I don't want to watch it. I don't want to know what I said. That series is older than my follow age, I think. 7 years, 3 months, 1 week. Oh, maybe not. No, 7 years, 3 months. Wait, so 7 years and 3 months, you would be... 7 years ago would be... Because 3 months ago, 7 years ago would be... April, March. And that was February 2018. Because 2018 was 7 years ago. Yikes. 2018 was 7 years ago. Man, it's crazy to think how long ago that was. But yeah, something maybe similar to that might go on YouTube. I might do, but like, I have a lot of stuff like I could do on YouTube. I've thought about doing like more sketch kind of stuff too, but I'm not sure if like that's what I want to do with Kywil as like the YouTube channel. Kywil as a YouTube channel is kind of just a you know, conglomeration or whatever you want to say. Like, it has everything on it, and I kind of want to stick with it being that, where it's like whatever content I want to make just goes on there, and it's not any type of channel, it's just my channel. Because there isn't really anything that like it needs to consist. It needs to, like, there's Tech Dude on there. There's videos of me playing instruments. There's videos of me playing Rock Band. There's and then I said, and then there's like Let's Plays. There is some stuff I'd love to do, like another Let's Play channel, like an offshoot with a friend or something. And then I also had an idea for the Creamcast whenever that happens, making up. Hey! Boy 90, aka Steve. Oh wow, that one went kind of high. I was just talking about you, brother. I was talking about how I saw you playing Schmegma of Wisdom, Echoes of Schmegma. God damn it, neither of those were right. Echoes of Wisdom. Thank you so much for the raid, Radboy 90. I'm gonna give you a shout out here in I'm gonna give you 2, and I saw that you beat Zelda 2 today. Is that correct? Did I see that?
Spread good cheer, spreading that Kywil all the year.
And we got a resub going on here as well from Radboy9day, which means you know what that means, y'all. That means we gotta give some of that hype. That's what I've got for you today for 50 months. I mean, yeah, that does deserve that amount of hype. Yeah. How was stream today, Steve? How you doing? Welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. And I hope that, so you finished up Zelda 2, and it looks like you moved on to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild? I haven't played Breath of the Wild because like the last game I played Tears of the Kingdom. I never finished Tears of the Kingdom. Like completely or Echoes of Wisdom. I haven't I started Echoes of Wisdom before I finished Tears of the Kingdom. I can finish Tears of the Kingdom whenever I want. I'm at that point, but I got to that point and I went, wait, I haven't done like half the extra shit. And I know I could probably spend 200 hours doing extra shit in the game and still not even be close to it. So I appreciate your subscription there, Steve. Thank you, and the raid. And I hope the stream went well. I hope all of the Zelda has been going well. You've been streaming Zelda for 37 days, and you know what? I gotta give props to that. I gotta give you props because I don't know if there's any game series I could play for 37 days straight on stream. It would be Zelda. Obviously, that's my favorite. My fucking kitty is named after goddamn Zora from Zelda. But yeah, I think the only other close second would probably be like Mario games. Mario games have like a little bit more variety here and there. And then I guess the Zelda depends because you have the 2D and the 3D, and same with Mario. But you can only really play them in like one. The Pez Let's Play was a nice series to have while you were taking a break from streams. Yeah, I might do something. I might like do maybe some more Let's Play stuff on YouTube too. Who fucking knows? Like I might kind of like do a month where I kind of throw a bunch of shit on the wall on YouTube and see kind of what sticks, and then I go and maybe go with that for a little bit longer, because I do like playing games and talking about them while I'm playing them, but not always on stream. But I also want to pick a game, and I think it's maybe I could come up with a list of games that I have on Steam that might be fun as like a more narrative type of game to play on stream, because I've been playing a lot of Stardew. And then I was playing Inscription, which is like more kind of has like that roguelite where you're doing runs. And I'm realizing it's like, okay, I haven't played like a game that has like a start and a finish and we like beat it on stream. It's been a while. And I think we did start, I will say, we did start Pokemon. So I could always go back and we could always try doing Pokemon again, because I have that save still from when we were playing that. But that's old. That's old. I feel like that's like an older, like that was, didn't we start, weren't we doing that end of last year, early this year, I want to say? It's been a minute. I'd have to look when the last time I even booted that up was. Yeah, beat Zelda 2. LMAO, fuck that game. Fuck that game. I love it. So many mixed signals there, I feel. I have never played Zelda 2, really. I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't call what I've done playing it. I was over at a friend's house and they had it in their NES. I played it, like, the only time I ever played it was on an NES. It was the only game that they had on their NES, and he booted it up. I played it for 5 minutes, and I went, I can't do this shit. I like turned it right the fuck off. Start Breath of the Wild and explained Wyatt and Tears of the Kingdom in the Downfall timeline, despite the official site saying otherwise. I got you. Hell yeah, Breath of the Wild's such a fun one. I honestly think I would. It's weird for me. I think I would want to go back and play through Breath of the Wild, like do more Breath of the Wild stuff before revisiting Tears of the Kingdom. Even though I think I did a lot in Breath of the Wild, like Tears of the Kingdom was almost too much at some point, because Breath of the Wild already had a lot, right? I felt like Breath of the Wild at some points, for me personally, was overwhelming with some of the amounts of content, and then Tears of the Kingdom was like, well, can we crank that up to like 11? And so it was like even more content, even more stuff, even more distractions. So yeah, I was thinking that it could be fun to kind of pick a more narrative game to do alongside playing like Stardew and some more community games on like the weekends and stuff. Because I am thinking about maybe adding in a weekend day here pretty soon, because I know I've missed, like this past week, and this Tuesday I didn't stream. I think I missed like the second time I was like, I would stream, and I missed like the stream immediately after that too. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to add other streams to a schedule, because also this week I feel like I want to make up for a missed stream in a way. I was straight up said on Facebook, I was like, I'm canceling this stream on Tuesday when we missed it. But it felt nice because we still had the web fishing thing on Discord. Anybody who was on Discord on Tuesday and we were doing the web fishing stuff, thank you for being there. That was really fun. That was like a really chill. It was exactly what I needed that evening after kind of having like is going through a lot earlier in that day, and then yesterday, like the last 2 days, it was just kind of like me easing myself in and kind of realizing, okay, like I really do rush myself into doing a lot of things and put a lot of pressure on myself to like get shit done now. And then I look back and I go like, wait, literally the only person who's making me do that is me. And then I'm the one adding that stress to my life. Oops. The Sky Isles and the Depths figuratively are and literally add more layers to the game, both mechanics and narrative. Yes, they do. Yes. Yes. Literally add more layers to the game, and yeah. So, because like I think I think I barely was. I had just discovered the like really gone into the depths for the first time near the end, like the last time I had booted up Tears of the Kingdom, I want to say, because I was afraid of doing it for the longest time. Because the first time I went like down there, I was like no, and then I went right back up. And I'm like, I'll come back later. That seems like a lot. And I went back and I maybe uncovered like an eighth of what was down there, and I went, oh my god, there's so much. I was like, no, not another game like this where I have no idea. Oh man, or where there's just so much and I have no idea when it's gonna end. It's fine though. Like, the thing is that it does mean, and in one point, it's like, when I saw it, it's like it's overwhelming. But if I could look at it from another perspective, it just means that I have more game to always go back and play at the end of the day. Because, like, I never finished it. I mean, realistically, I beat Breath of the Wild. Right? I beat it twice. I beat it once off stream. I beat it once on stream. But, however, we did beat it. I'm almost positive we beat. I'm pretty sure I booted it back up. I was like, wait, we're right at the end of the game, and then we just beat Ganon. Silly me. Was I playing another Zelda game anytime recently? Were we in the middle of a Zelda game on stream? I can't remember the last Zelda game I played on stream. I want to see. Wait, it might have it. I might have them listed underneath my on my Twitch channel here. I'm gonna go look. It's gonna start playing my my face. Oh look, I can see my beautiful face and what I look like on stream. I get to see what everybody else sees now. And hears. You don't hear me very. Am I really not that loud? Should I turn myself up? Do you guys need to hear me more? I'm like watching myself touch the mic. Nah, I don't need to turn myself up more. I'm loud. I'm already probably loud as fuck. All right. Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening, both Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Minish Cap. It doesn't say Breath of the Wild. I don't know. Maybe we didn't beat Breath of the Wild on stream. I'd have to boot up Breath of the Wild and see where I'm at in it. It might be the one that I was putting off for a while. I can't remember. I know that the one game I wanted to play on stream is right here. Is Majora's Mask. That was one of the ones I wanted to go to. But I remember my original goal was I was trying to kind of flip-flop it like back and forth between doing one 2D game and then doing a 3D game and then doing a 2D game and a 3D game. And I want to say... Did we never beat Breath of the Wild? I thought we did. But maybe I just never filled... I probably just forgot to add it to the list of games. The narrative gives life for the games. Like, yeah, it's cool to fiddle around the maps, but it lacks substance if you don't do any of the story. That's fair, yeah. Yeah, if you're just running around, then yeah. If you don't know why there's a reason to run around, it's kind of just doing something for doing something's sake. I remember that you multiple spicy dabs. You had maybe I did do it. I did do that. As I remember being like, I remember being like, I'm not waiting for block. I'm just gonna do it. Or maybe I didn't do it. Hold up. I'm gonna have to check my save. Because but I guess honestly, my save would probably just be, I'm gonna check the save. I might have already done it. That rings a bell that I think I did it. I can't ever, oh my gosh, another raid from Sushi! Everybody, we're on a roll with this raid because Sushi's here. Have to raid and run, but hi. All right, Sushi, I appreciate the raid. Even like a raid and run is just as appreciated as any other type of raid. Just so you know, we love having anybody bring their community over here, sharing space here in the creamery, because it's a little moist over here sometimes, and I don't know, like it's not everybody brings people over here because of how humid it is. It's like Florida. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Let me give you a shout out real quick. I'm the worst over here. I'm like, I just called my stream Florida, America's ball sack. Doing that Dead Island 2 up, baby. Hell yeah. having fun with that. I was watching. I think I was in. I was talking in chat that day when we were playing Dead Island 2. I was watching there for a minute. It was pretty graphic, which I like. I love graphic violence in video games. It's awesome in game. Silly goose. I am the silliest of all gooses, and it's even in my title today. Silly. I love the term silly goose. Yeah, same. Yeah. Yes. All right. Peace out. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah. Thanks for the raid. Welcome on in, anybody who came on in with the raid. If you don't know who I am, this beautiful face belongs to the one and the only me, fucking Kywil. Show some respect to me, or don't. I don't care. I really deserve respect. I don't really command that much respect. I don't really know what this presence demands. Like that face. I'm definitely not replaying either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom just because I built up my inventory for both games. If I did a new playthrough, it'd take me, of Tears of the Kingdom, it'd take me at least twice as long to do what I need to do financially in. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, fam, I get that. Why would you want to do, like, I think that those are going to be games that will be on the back burner for me for a very long time just because of, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of other games that come out that just don't, like, I feel like I could put my focus into more. And that I actually want to play more, if I'm being honest. Like, this, like, they didn't have the same as, like, the older Zelda games for me. And, like, there's something, I don't know. I might replay Minish Cap before I touch Tears of the Kingdom again. I really love Minish Cap. That is one of my. I've played that game probably like 5 times, and like watching the Game Grumps play through it recently has been like lovely for me because it's like just starting to watch the Game Grumps again at all. Kind of like a nostalgic thing because they've been around for like what 12, 13 years now. I want to say, holy fuck. And I started watching them nearly like 1 or 2 months, like maybe a month or two after they started. So I've been watching them for a long ass time, and I've been on and off, you know, like the first probably 2-3 years I was like avid, maybe even 3 or like maybe even 4 or 5 years. I would watch every day, every single fucking upload that came out with them. For the first couple of years, they were doing 2 uploads a day, and so I was just watching so much Game Grumps all throughout college, and then kind of after college, I started teetering off where I wasn't watching every upload that they did. Like if a series wasn't like, oh, that doesn't seem like a game I'll be interested in watching them play, I probably would like maybe not click on it. Until eventually I just was not watching Game Grumps at all anymore. And then that was probably like the last, I want to say probably 4 to 5 years. I really did not watch Game Grumps like at all. And definitely the last solid like 3. And then, or maybe like up until this past year, up until like 2024, like September, probably around this time last year, like summer of last year. And I started watching more of the Grumps and past stuff, and I was like, man, I actually forgot I really enjoy this stuff. And so I've been like, that is a nostalgic factor to me. It's like bringing back like, oh, this I've been something I haven't watched in like 3 or 4 years. That brings me back to my college days and even pre-college days a little bit, right? So it felt nice. And then now they're playing Minish Cap, which is a game that is from my fucking teenager year, like my teenage year. That's when I last played fucking Minish Cap. Originally played Minish Cap. And I still have. I think it would be fun if I did replay it on my Game Boy Advance, just for shits and giggles, just to like see. I almost made the Zelda-thon into 3 games long before I started even doing it. It was just gonna be Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, Skyward Sword is one that I really want to play on stream too. I want to make sure that I've never. What would be the next? Was I putting off playing a 2D game that I didn't have? I think I was gonna play the NES version, but maybe I was putting off. I'm gonna have to look into my Breath of the Wild stuff and see if I ever. The only person who might have any idea whether or not I beat Breath of the Wild would be Bofiab, because he might have chat logs of like the stream when that happened, if it happened. You know, it's ironic because I feel a similar nostalgia when rewatching these streams again. Those years go by so fast. Yeah, like when you come to a stream now, it's like, man, when like it's funny. You did. I'll tell you this, Gio. You came up in conversation on the web fishing the other day, because me and Bofiab were realizing, like, we were kind of going like, man, Gio, like, how did we kind of like accidentally like raise Gio a little bit, like through Twitch chat? And I'm like, I think we might have, Bofiab. I think I'm like, I don't know if we did a great job. I'm like, I know I didn't do a great job. We helped mold the mind that is Geodash online, at least the online persona that we know of you. I'll give you that. I have no idea. I remember reading back. This is one of my favorite journal entries. I have a journal entry. It's from like 2019. I want to 2019 or 2020, where I'm like, sometimes it feels like I know Bofiab, but all I know is his persona on the internet. I have yet to even hear his voice. I was like, I was writing in my journal as if I was like some old timey ass motherfucker. like, but it's just like, all I know is what he wants me to know, and the persona that he is putting forth. And for all I know, it could all be a ruse. all the top down 2D games are on the Switch except Link Between Worlds. Okay. Then I don't know what was stopping. Maybe it was the spicy meatballs I was supposed to redeem. I mean, at this point, I haven't seen Block in probably over a year. I think it might be like it might be safe to say that if I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild, we could just do it and not worry about the spicy meatballs. But I think I like my brain tells me, like, did I do that? But I feel like, shouldn't I remember if I beat Breath of the Wild on stream? My brain told me I'd already done it before, but now I'm like second guessing myself, because it's like, I feel like it should be a very like, oh yeah, I definitely did that. Like, I shouldn't be second guessing that. But it's like, I remember having a tortilla right before going in and doing it first try. But I could be wrong. Well, at least the first part. I think I had to redo the second part because of the hot sauce, because you're riding a horse or whatever. Am I right? Am I wrong? I might be wrong. Absolutely, Kywil. However, in this day of age, no one really brings up dildos in conversations, but if they did, I can refer back to you. Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe dildos don't come up as much. Not on the stream, at least. I don't know if everybody else is having daily conversations about dildos, but I know that's at least kind of. Am I doing it wrong? Should I be talking about dildos less in my daily life? Have I been doing it wrong this whole time? Are we supposed to? Is like normal daily day-to-day conversation supposed to have like not 75% dildos? More like 20? I'm feeling like someone's gonna tell me it should probably be closer to 0, and I'm gonna be really upset, because like I talk about dildos a lot in my daily day-to-day. It's like, it's actually over. I said like it shouldn't be 75%, but I was like lowballing what mine is. It's more like 90% of my daily conversation is about poop and dildos. Not together at the same time. That's always clean your dildo. And scene. And we're done with that conversation. And we're over with that. And now on to the next thing. I'm excited. Tomorrow's gonna be a fun day. And it's Friday. So I'm just probably just gonna chill and take it easy after I do it, because I'm gonna have like I'm gonna get everything done for the car in the morning, so I'm gonna have a pretty busy morning. If I had to highlight a more positive example, you've shown me how to have a great empathy and have an influence on my humor, which isn't all dildo related. Okay, cool. Well, that empathy thing is kind of cool. I didn't know I could do that for anybody. I don't even realize that I have any empathy. I feel like some people would say maybe I lack that, but I don't know. I try to possess that quality. But I will. I can say thank you. Thank you for saying that, Gio. And yes, not all of my humor is dildo related. Some of it is anal bead related. Oh, I dribbled. You know what they say, never trust a dribbler, and that's why you don't date basketball players. You cannot trust a dribbler, and that's why we don't date basketball players. Am I right, folks? Can I get a high five? I'm gonna wait until I get confirmation that I'm being high-fived from chat. All right, sweet. I got a high five from chat. Woohoo! Thank you, Gio. It's weird because there's no sound confirmation of the high five from chat. It's just what if I added like a sound command where you could type like !high five and I like held my hand up to the screen and then you heard the high five clap and I pulled it away. That's next level. That's next level chat interaction, baby. Otherwise, we are gonna be here forever. You know what, Gio? You're right. So I really appreciate because I commit to the bit. I would have stayed there until somebody else said high five if you didn't. I'm glad you have my back, Gio. You've had my back since day one, brother. Hype, hype, hype! Zuzu, what's going on? Welcome on in. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It is a hype, hype, hype Thursday in here. We're not really celebrating anything. Like, it's not like, hey, we're celebrating this like big thing. But I'm kind of in a good mood because I went to check out a car today and I gave it a little test drive. I found somebody selling it online and they were actually cool. Like, they actually set up a test drive. I set it up with them yesterday, went out and took a look at it today, and hopefully tomorrow it'll be my car because it was fine. Like, it was everything that it said on the listing. Like, a lot of the times you'll like read a listing and you'll like be like, kind of seems like, you know, there's gonna be something wrong with it. But I went and I took a look at it, and giving the drive was like the biggest thing. I wanted to make sure, because it's a bit of an older car. I was like, all right, I want to make sure that's not like slipping on the transmission or whatever. It was doing fine. And with this car, it has longevity with the everybody I've talked to is like, oh yeah, good car. I'm like, sick. Excuse me. The reason behind the 3-game run would be it's been, as I call it, the historian timeline. Skyward Sword establishing the world of Hyrule and Demise's curse, then Breath of the Wild establishing the researcher Zelda character arc, which gets fleshed more in the memories, and then comes to fruition for Tears of the Kingdom when she's sent back to Hyrule's founding and how that recontextualizes the timeline. Also, that's enough yapping from me. Hey, you're good. You can yap. This is a yapping friendly stream. If you're not, if that's not obvious at this point, where I've been live for like an hour and I've just been like, I mean, that's kind of the point of streaming, is to be up. But Zuzu, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good Thursday. Nice to have you here. We're just chatting. Rad Boy's giving us the lowdown, the down low, the download, the info drop on Zelda timelines, which I always find interesting. I have I think I have the retcon version of the timeline in the original Hyrule Historia. I think it is, because then they printed one. It's in the green one, and they printed that out there. Then like 3 years later, or it might not even have been 3 years later. I think it was pretty shortly after they got, but I think within like 5 years they were like, yeah, that timeline's bullshit. Like the official timeline. They've like redone the official Zelda timeline so many times, I feel like. Some of those are words to me, but then again, I never finished a Legend of Zelda game. I have finished more than I did when I started streaming, and that was the whole point of playing them on stream. I think I might just kind of forget about Breath of the Wild for a minute and if we beat it or not, because I want to play a Zelda game on stream, and I'm thinking I want to play it's either going to be Skyward Sword, because they finally came out with the Switch like remastered version or whatever of that, so it would be easier to stream. Though I could play the Wii version. I do have a Wii here. Actually, I could play the Wii version of Skyward. Can you imagine me? I could use my sit-stand desk for. Oh my gosh. You know, some also, okay, sorry. Geo says, oh, you know, some also pretty positive. I got introduced to many great people thanks to you, and instilled my passion for Smash that I still have. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Except you did introduce me to Bofiab, so maybe just a net neutral. Oh, shots fired. I like it when Geo is the one going after when Bofiab's not around, and not like they're both. Usually I'm used to being in a Discord call with Bofiab, and then he's saying something like, something about Geo. I almost just tried to do a Bofiab impression, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that on stream. Maybe that's not. I highly recommend playing a Zelda game, though, Zuzu, if it's your cup of tea. I draw a lot of comparisons between, especially like Ocarina of Time, specifically between that game and Dark Souls. Like they're not exactly the same, but I find a lot of comparisons because a lot of it's about waiting. I feel like a lot more in like Ocarina of Time, you have to kind of like wait for the pattern of your enemy. It's not nearly as complex or as difficult as Dark Souls, and it's not like, it doesn't have like that kind of like, you die and you come back to a bonfire. I guess it kind of does, but it's not Dark Souls hard. It's just, it gives me that like patience, like you have to wait and learn your enemy patterns sort of thing. But they're not nearly as complex or as deep of a level as Dark Souls, because it also has puzzles. I don't remember if Dark Souls has puzzles. You know what game I really should get back into is Elden Ring. I would like to play that game, and you know what I would do if I did play that? If I were to get back into that, that would be a fun stream game, because if I played Elden Ring on stream, I would actually ask for chat's help. I would be like, what should I be doing? Like, what do you recommend in this game? Because I think my biggest mistake is, because I think I have it on PS4, so I can play it back here really easy, is when I played Elden Ring, when I started my first run, my game, I knew nothing about like any of the character classes, and I decided to be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do any research. I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna pick the one that speaks to me the most. And I normally, in a lot of other RPG kind of, set like, these medieval kind of settings and stuff like that, I like stealth characters. So I was like, which one's like the more stealthy person? So I think I picked like the bandit or whatever it was. And I learned later on that the bandit's more about like avoiding and getting in like chip damage or whatever. I think that was kind of like when I like did my research, what I kind of figured out. And it's like kind of, there's different weapons that make the bandit better that you can't, they're like more, I couldn't remember where they were. Like I can't remember what it was now. But basically for a beginner, I picked a really fucking terrible class, was what I remember kind of reading into, was that maybe I should have picked that, not my first run through. So if I were to play on stream, I'd probably start over from the beginning with a more beginner-friendly class. Retro streaming with the Wii. I would love to grab the Wii and bring that back here, because I have the N64 right here, and I love streaming off of this. We still got to beat Donkey Kong 64 someday too. That will be, actually maybe we'll do that sometime soon as well. That could be fun, because I only played that a little bit back in April. We never really went back to it, I don't think. Open world action games are hit and miss with me. I love Dark Souls, but I can't get through Elden Ring. It's just it's a huge game. Yeah. I mean, I only played like a very small portion of Elden Ring, and it was like when I watched a video recently, it was like, this is the first boss. I'm like, that's the first boss? I felt like I had fought like 5 bosses before that boss, but I also don't know. Some people in those within the FromSoft game, like, those games, like the fans of those games, they're really weird with what they determine is the first boss or not. I think it's usually determined kind of based on story, maybe lore. So, because in Elden Ring you can get bosses out of order. I know that much. I'm a samurai main in Elden Ring. I got you. Samurai. I've watched some people play. Seems to have some pretty busted moves. Seems pretty cool. I don't think it's called samurai, but you get the point. Yeah, I've seen they look like samurai. They have like samurai armor and use katanas. Very much samurai coded. I thought it was actually called samurai. Is it not called samurai? Samurai build. No, yeah, samurai. Samurai is a starting class in Elden Ring. It actually is the samurai, yeah. They start with the Uchigatana. The samurai has high dexterity, medium strength, endurance, mind, and vigor. It starts the game level 9 with a katana, bow, arrows, flaming arrows too, and a shield. The classes only determine the starting stats and equipment of the player, but as the game progresses, players can freely change their build to their preferred playstyle. There are 10 classes in Elden Ring that the player can begin the game with. That was from the Elden Ring wiki. I just read that straight up, read every sentence, every word of that was right off the wiki. I like that. I've been playing the, we're listening to the Video Game Study Lounge, brought to you by Game Chops. I love this. It's like a radio that on YouTube that's always playing stuff, and there's an artist that comes up on here a lot, and this is the artist is Bird Boy, and all of these songs are using bird calls in it. I'm not sure if you can pick that up in the background right now, but that's what that is. This is the Black-Capped Chickadee. You're now listening to the Black-Capped Chickadee right here in the Video Game Study Lounge. Bleed is OP in Elden Ring, and the samurai start. Oh, okay. I think the weapon I have for my bandit am I right? Was the bandit the other one? I think I have a weapon that builds up until it's not bleed. It's a different one. It builds up until every hit builds up a meter, and then when the meter fills, it does like a big amount of damage. I think that's what it was. But there's also there's another sword you could get that was better, but I think you had to be higher level than I was to even wield that weapon. Or something like that. I'm reading like the forum of the wiki now. Okay, so I guess the bandit isn't you can find better ways to use the bandit. Some people are saying for legends only. Some people are saying it's fine. Somebody said you could use the starting knife until the end of the game. That seems busted, or maybe maybe they're just a god gamer. I'm just reading people's comments on here. Started out with this class without realizing it was for vets. Okay. Someone says using various buffs is very important. Okay, so it's saying it could be for vets that are dodging a lot. That's what I said. It's dodging. It's more of a dodging thing. Oh, that is bleed, or most likely bleed? Okay, cool. That is bleed, yeah. There are a handful of building effects that cause damage when filled dives and such usually do high crit damage. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to boot up. I don't think my PS4 is even plugged in right now. No, PS4 is not even on. Doesn't even have the. Where is even the power cord for it? I think I might have misplaced the power cord for my PS4. It's fine. All it needs is a power cord and my HDMI, and I can plug it in at some point. That's crazy because I could literally just boot up Elden Ring. I think I actually have it installed as on my PS5 too. I could check that out after stream. I don't have the saves don't swap on there because I don't have PS Plus. That was actually on a decent sale sometime recently, but I was like, I still don't need it. It's like, it's still not necessarily Sari for me. Like any of those, if I was gonna get anyone, it would probably end up being the Xbox one because I would get the one that does PC and Xbox. Because I spend more time on my PC, and then if I'm out there, I could just use my Xbox. But I also like I want to have a reason to use my PS5 more too, because I haven't booted it up since my power went out a couple weeks ago. Got lurk for a bit, but I'll be listening. All right, I appreciate the lurk. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for anybody else who's been hanging out, lurking. Whether you're lurking, whether you're in chat. As I always say, I always appreciate any viewers that are out there hanging out here in the creamery. Listen, because honestly, if you're a lurker in the creamery, then you're built differently in my mind. Because it's like, why do you listen to me? You listen to this? You listen to my voice? And I'm just sitting here just like talking about dildos and farts and poop and dick and ass and vagina and titties and sexy curved. Excuse me, guys. Just start doing it right here in front of you. I'm like, you guys think I'm about to go and leave and go to the bathroom, but I actually just whip out my peen and just start jacking it right on stream in front of y'all. I know I'm not gonna do that. You do not have to worry about me actually following through with that joke. I would be banned if I did that. That's definitely TOS. That's like a heavy TOS. There's like lots of reasons I would not do that. I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think anybody needs that in their life. I think we very well know that is not what we want. Not a thing to happen. All right. I might take a break here shortly because we've been live for about an hour, actually almost an hour and a half. Sometimes I like to take a break about the 1 hour mark. And then, yeah, I'll come back and I'll keep on yapping. I was thinking about taking a break to go grab. Is my water bottle? Yeah, because I don't even think I brought my water bottle back here today. So I've been talking this whole time. Somehow, I haven't. My mouth hasn't gotten completely dry. It has not become completely dry in the last hour and a half of yapping to y'all. I'm gonna go grab my water bottle and I'll be back and I'll be back in a flash, as they say. I'm pretty sure that's a thing that the kids say these days. I'll be back in a flash. Be right back. I'm back. Thanks, Gio. All right. Gio, you said you've been playing Smash. Any other games you've been playing lately? Anybody else been playing some fun games out there? You know, there's a game, I think I might have mentioned this on stream last week, because I saw some people playing it last week as well. Like, I like to keep up with the Twitch metas, if you will. Like sometimes, like, I guess it's like what the top streamers, like, you know, are playing, and like what's getting a lot of attention, what's getting a lot of traction on Twitch at the time. And last week, I think it was maybe last week or like the end of the week before, there was a game. I actually got posted. Somebody posted it in Kevbone's Discord, and it was Uma Musume. Musume. Yeah, and it's Horse Girls. Horse Girls, the game. I think I mentioned it on stream before. People are still kind of talking about it here and there, and I'm like slightly interested, and I kind of like I wish I weren't interested. But like right there though, I feel like, okay, maybe like trying out Uma Musume, that could be like a fun video for YouTube or something, because there's I've from what I've watched, like when people have streamed it, there's a lot of content you have to kind of get through like up front in the game to even before you even get into like the races and stuff, and that could be like edited out. It could be fun to do more. I now that you mentioned, like, you know, the Let's Play, I mentioned the Let's Plays I did earlier. I'm like, it could be fun to do some more Let's Play stuff. You know, it might be entertaining. It looks like a fun game. It does. It actually looks like the gameplay aspects of it, like the horse management and like all like the stat management kind of stuff, does look entertaining to me, as well as even some of like the narrative anime horse girl stuff, because it seems a little bit like kind of like the Fire Emblem cutscenes, like some of that stuff. And I specifically I would say the Three Houses cutscenes, which actually, speaking of that, that's a game I would love to go back and actually play through again, is Three Houses. Because I don't know if I ever did I ever tell this the story on stream of what happened when I beat Three Houses? I mean, it's basically the same story as for me with every fucking game. I play a game for a really long time, and I get to a point where I'm kind of like, all right, it seems like I'm getting close to the end of the game. Let me take a break. And then I come back, and I'm actually like an hour or two away from the end of the game. That's exactly what happened. You know me, Kywil. Fire Emblem and Pokemon are my stable still. Yeah, you do stick to those games. Do you just play like I think you like Gen 1, right? Of Pokemon, is it? Or have you been playing, are you in Bofiab doing any type of Pokemon run right now? Or are you guys kind of on a standstill on that for the time being? I haven't heard him mention anything about it. Cuz I know like I think there's a Pokemon, there either is a Pokemon Direct or there was a Pokemon Direct. I don't know. Let me look up. Happening soon, and a lot of people are thinking that it might have some information about okay, so it's July 22nd, okay, is the Pokemon Direct. So that's next Tuesday. Yeah, so there's a Pokemon Direct next Tuesday that's coming that's popping out, and people are thinking that there's going to be information about, what is it, there's a new, is it Legends like ZA or something? Like, I don't even know. The Pokemon naming conventions now are getting to the point of like I can't keep it up anymore. It's it's almost like some of the Yu-Gi-Oh like stuff that happens now. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Just need to finish my part of is that Black and White 2? No, that can't be. Am I been slacking on it by making progress, or is that butt wiping too? I am literally the worst. Black and White 2. Okay, cool. All right, I got you. Hell yeah, Pokemon for life. Am I right? I haven't played a Pokemon. I haven't been playing the Pokemon game because like when was the last time? I think do I have that? That was on this PC, wasn't it? So I was like, oh yeah, I can play games now because I can actually run an emulator. Yeah, I have it right here. Wait, where's the? Oh, yeah. So last time we played it was when was the save file? Was that last year? Oh my gosh, it's been over a year since we've played that. That was on my old computer? No way. But no, wait, why would I have a save file? Oh, I guess I would have just taken it from my old computer. It's like, why would I have a save file from? The save file's from last year? Has it really been that long since we played Pokemon? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. The butt wipe. That's a good one, Gio. You got me on that. You got me on that one. Like, no. Actually, I was talking. You were right when you were saying butt wiping too. That's like it's actually my second butt wiping of the day. That's what I meant. I've been slacking on making progress on my butt wiping. And that's not something that you want to slack on progress because that's it's not just. If you don't wipe your butt, it's not just a problem for you anymore. It can become a problem for the whole household. It might end up, there's gonna be issues if you don't use tissues down there. Just saying, you might want to clean the downstairs area. If you know what I'm saying. Butt wiping too. Make progress on butt wiping, everybody. It's part of the game here. It's part of the life. When I was taking my break out there and I was grabbing my water and doing stuff, I was thinking like, man, like I haven't played a game on stream. I played like I was thinking like I played Stardew. It was like man, I could play a game on stream today, but I'm like, what fucking game would I play? What am I even in the mood for right now? And I went, I have no fucking clue. I'm like, I'm probably just going to chat today. This is probably going to be like a just chat. We'll probably sit here and hang out. I don't know if anybody has anything else. If anybody, what else has been going on in everybody's lives? Excuse me. I'm trying to think of the other things I've been... Oh, Avatar. Duh, I forgot. I've been watching Avatar The Last Airbender again. One of my favorite television shows. And one of my friends in college, actually, she is in chat every now and then, Glitch. At one point, she was like, I love this show so much, I try to watch it like once a year. And I was like, that's actually a really fucking good idea. And I kind of stole it from her like ages ago. I was like, I'm going to try to watch Avatar like once a year. And so if I can, I like to try to sit down and like within a month at least, just watch through Avatar The Last Airbender. I think it's a great show. And actually, so the first book, book one is, I think it's Water, it's like, I've seen that one the most because it also, I feel like there's like a lot of the episodes in that got reruns a lot. It's one of the, it's like it happens, I think, with a lot of TV, right? It's when you have one season and then it's being aired, they like to repeat the episodes that have already been aired even during that first season. To like get people caught up. But when you only have like 20 episodes in that first season, then you're going to re-see a lot of those episodes. And I didn't necessarily watch Avatar and like keep up with it when it was airing. Because like, when was that? In like the mid-2000s? It wasn't like, but I caught up like later at the end. It was when I was like kind of watching it and being like, oh, this is a cool show. I do like this. But I do remember it being on Nickelodeon. And I watched other things, and so like the Avatar reruns, I saw quite a few of them multiple times of that season one stuff in particular. So watching season one, sometimes I can tune in and out because I've seen so many episodes, and when it gets to season two, that's kind of when I'm like, all right, I'm coming back in here. I can pay attention to what's going on. And some of the episodes are getting like that. But honestly, like the more I pay attention, like the whole series is very well crafted. And I could sing the praises of Avatar all day long. It's a great show. I think there's a now that I'm watching through for like whatever time this is, I think this might be the time. I think is it I can't remember what the channel is. Is this what it was called? No. Is it? It was something. I can't remember the name of the channel, but there was like there was a channel that my friend recommended. It might be this one, where it was like, yeah, I think it's Over Analyzing Avatar is the name of the channel. That's pretty easy to remember, actually. I think he like goes through like every episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and over analyzes it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but my friend recommended this channel at one point in time, and so I might go back and I might go and actually go through this now. Yeah, this is only a couple years old, so maybe this is exactly what is going on here. Oh, and then it goes into the comics eventually too. Oh shit, I forget that there's Avatar. I forget that there's a comic universe for a lot of things. Like I'm pretty sure Star Wars has a comic universe. I know there was somebody got me. When you say because I don't know if everybody knows my deep dark secret of I used to watch the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic television show back in the day. I was one of those people. I wasn't as deep in it as some people. I just appreciated it because it had good voice acting and animation and stuff. And then I found out that you don't want to be associated with the people that watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And so, yeah, I at one point when I was into that, when I was watching that more, like the first couple of seasons were on air and stuff like that. Somebody I think got me a My Little Pony comic book, and so I found out, oh yeah, there's a comic book universe for everything, and also very weird communities kind of for everything. Though the My Little Pony one is like that was one where people were just like. It was odd that they were so open about it, because like you could find like a weird sexualized Rule 34 community for any. That's what Rule 34 is, right? Like you could find that for anything, but like for some reason, My Little Pony had a special place in the internet's heart in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like it's like what's going on there? That's strange that, like, God, Kywil. I just don't know why was it My Little Pony? What happened there? I just don't understand why that happened. Like everybody, and it was so open about it, as I guess is like the big thing. Like I think now, like, you know, people who want to like, you know, there's probably people that want to fuck, like, you know, like Among Us, or what's that one thing, like, I don't know if they're supposed to be children or whatever, but like little boo-boos, like, you know, like I don't even know anything about those. I just know that they exist. I've seen the title and I've seen what they look like every now and then. But it's like, but you know what? There's not an open community online where it's like they call themselves like Labubu fuckers, like openly, and then they sell versions that have like buttholes, and like that's a thing that they do in like the brony like. The very deep, disgusting community. I wish I didn't know. I because this is I don't know if I can tell this full story. I don't know if this full story. I mean, I think I have the stream tagged as like 18 plus, sexually mature, whatever kind of shit. I can kind of say whatever the fuck I want, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how much I want to get into. But I know the internet is a very weird spot, but I don't want details. No, you don't want the detail. I will not get into the graphic details of some of the stuff I've, well, I'll say is, there was a time I was at a con, and I just needed a spot to sit down. I was wandering around. It was late night. I didn't want to go back to the room yet, and so it was like probably like 1 in the morning. And I didn't want to go back to the room yet. And I was just kind of wandering around. And I was like, "What's this? There's a panel going on in this spot at like 1:30. I'll go check it out." And I walk up and like, "Can I see your ID?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's an 18+ panel." Sometimes at anime conventions they have 18+ panels. I've seen like hentai panels, stuff like that, or whatever. Like, but like honestly, like the ones that like the ones I had been to were like they were funny. They're usually pretty funny. Like I'd been to one where they called people out of the crowd and had them come up and read the speech bubbles in the hentai in front of a crowd. It was pretty funny. To me, I thought it was hilarious. Like it's it's like like hey, let's make fun of this thing like a little bit. That was kind of the normal gist of a lot of the 18+ panels I had been to was we're gonna make comedy out of something. You guys, I stumbled into the wrong 18+ panel. This was a My Little Pony 18+ panel, which should not exist. That sentence being spoken irks me. My Little Pony is designed for children, and yet here's a convention that's hosting a panel, My Little Pony 18+. I'm like, the fuck? Now, you're probably thinking, so you walked in and you realized this. You walked in and you realized this and you left. No. I was tired as fuck. It was like day 3 of the con, or whatever, right? Like last day of the con, or so actually. Oh no, day 3 of the con is actually usually Saturday. So it's like next day I'm going home. It's late, but I don't want to go back to the hotel room yet. So I sit down and I'm just so zonked out of it. It took me 15 minutes to realize what the fuck was going on. I was sitting there staring at this because at first it was like it's like I feel like I can't even describe what happened. Let's just say at first I just thought it was like comedic shit from about My Little Pony that was more 18+. Like it was like they were cursing. It seemed to be more of the stuff, but then it got worse and worse and worse. And then I left. And I finally left when I realized where I was at. Every time I get older, I find more and more truth in the quote, ignorance is bliss. It can be. It absolutely can be. Like in certain situations. I wholeheartedly, yeah, I should not be able to say the words 18+ My Little Pony panel. Like that was crazy. I think one of my favorite moments is I think it was before the hentai, the other like the funny the one that was actually funny, and it was like hentai that was like drawn and made for you like adults and shit, like not like Rule 34 bullshit from something else. Was I believe I was actually at that panel with Joel of all people, back when we would go to anime conventions together, and I want to say that was the panel where we were all sitting there, and I think it was him or someone we were with at that, because I think it was like 3 or 4 of us at this panel, and somebody just started singing Hakuna Matata while we were waiting for the panel to start, and like the whole fucking room just starts going like Hakuna Matata. What? Like we're waiting for like a hentai panel. It's like that's definitely not Disney would not approve. Oh yeah, wait. I love this song. Let's go. I'm having a good time today. I hope everybody else is enjoying your Thursday. Hope you've been having a good. It's almost the end of the week, right? Like, I missed out most of the week on stream because I've been dealing with stuff at home. But honestly, like, it feels good now that where the week is ending is like knowing basically that the rest of the summer should be pretty. We should be pretty, like, everything should be pretty good. Everything should be moving forward pretty well. Streams should be cool. I think I'm going to start adding. I'm not going to add streams until next month. If I do, like, you know, like officially, I think would be the goal. Like, let's just stick to 2 a week, or maybe even September. Because I don't know if I've mentioned it on stream. I'm trying to ramp up. By the end of the year, I'm hopefully doing maybe up to 4 streams a week. Maybe. It's just like, I know that if that's the case, I know I'm going to be doing at least one time where I'll be doing back-to-back days. Because if I do 3 days, and I've been trying to avoid doing back-to-back days of streaming, because that's normally when it kind of like pushes, like, I'm like, oh shit, I did back-to-back. But like, it's like, no, there's not really anything wrong with doing back-to-back. And if I push myself too far in doing a back-to-back, it's not like I can't be like, hey, I have to take a day off because I did a back-to-back or something like that, right? We tried. Let's see how it goes. Because there's like games I want to play, and like kind of there's games I want to like try to get to. There's like kind of more events and stuff I want to do. I think I very briefly mentioned this, but I think this would be really fun, and I maybe like I want to like see if I could get this done by maybe next March. Would be kind of a cool idea for it. So it would align with March Madness because it's I think I mentioned it before. Is doing a like waste paper basket like shooting tournament where I get like me like stream, so it would be like more of like an IRL like event sort of stream, but we'd have like regulations of like, all right, you have to have your basket so far away, it has to be this type of basket, and obviously if like, you know, if I'm doing it virtually, I would obviously like buy people's baskets if they don't want to buy their own basket or whatever. Measure it out for me. Make like it's gonna be regulations like whatever 15-20 feet, and then have like a tournament to see like who can make the most, you know, baskets. It would be like a one-day stupid thing, but like have like you know, commentators who are like announcing over it while people are shooting baskets and stuff. Have everybody's chats together and stuff. It would be really stupid and like a really stupid fun thing to do during like March Madness when it's like an actual basketball tournament going on, and being like, look it, I'm putting out my own basketball tournament, bitches. Because that's the kind of stuff that I want to do, is silly shit that just, why not? But I also still want to do a Mario Kart tournament. I think that would be fun to just do, even like if we can get enough people interested where we could get like, you know, just a race like where we could have like enough like even teams to do like a Mario Kart tournament in here. That would be kind of fun too. I would like to do that. I think you need at least like kind of like probably 12 people, like 10 to 12 people. We have 10 people. 10 people, sound off right now. The laptop is about to die, so I believe this is when I have to dip. Take care, Kywil. Glad to see you. We're all great. Thank you for being here, Jill. I appreciate it. I'll see you around whenever. I mean, I'm being on my schedule now, so I'll be here. You know, obviously I didn't do it this past Tuesday. But like, I'm not beating I keep on mentioning it only because I'm like, all right, it's okay that I didn't do it this Tuesday. Look, I'm here now, right? Because I think in the past, I would have beaten myself up so much about not streaming on Tuesday that I wouldn't have even streamed today. I would have been like, well, I missed Tuesday. Who even cares? I might as well not even stream at all anymore, right? And it's like, well, that's kind of the wrong attitude to have, like at all about anything. I have no idea what I want to eat this evening. But I have a feeling it's just going to be exact. This might just be what I have for lunch. I'm thinking about food because it's getting to dinner time. You know, we could also be this could be a short stream tonight, just because I really don't want to do too short of a stream. Like 2 hours. I guess 2 hours is pretty solid. But I'm like, I'm not feeling like playing a game currently in the state I'm in. I'm like, I'm kind of more like chill and chatting. And if I play a game, I know the mood I'm in. If I start playing a game, I'm gonna zoom into the game, and I'm not gonna talk as much anymore. Though we could still play. I could play. Make sure I play a game that makes me talk, like makes me read. Is what I should say. A virtual. I almost said a virtual novel. I mean, that's kind of what a visual novel is. The same is also virtual. You know, I think a lot of people play Marvel Rivals, and I played it like twice with people, and any game that's like that, I've played like Overwatch. I've played a couple other like, you know, like online like games like that. What was the other one? What was the other one I played? I've only played Overwatch. I played another one. Was it Valorant? I don't think I played Valorant. No. I played. Did I play? I don't think I did. Maybe it was only Overwatch, and then I played Marvel Rivals. I liked Marvel Rivals more than Overwatch, I think, but I've also only played both of them like twice. So like, I feel like it's not fair for me to rate those games. But I see a lot of people play that game, and I'm like, man, that game looks like it's fun for me to watch, but I know it's not one of those games that I can't see myself getting too, I don't know. I guess I could see myself getting competitive. Maybe that's why I'm trying to like pretend I couldn't. I'm like, I couldn't get too competitive in that, because I know if I did, I'd lose my life to something like that. We could play more runs of Inscription. That was kind of fun last Tuesday, even though I died like 5 times and didn't. I just don't know. I've been eyeing this game for a minute to play, and it's like I feel like it would be a fun stream game. Could do that one. It's Dave the Diver. I've been looking at that one a lot. A lot of people have recommended that game for me, and so I have it. Because it could be moving. We could move into games. Because honestly, it's only 6, and this is when I used to start stream. And if we start playing games, I could probably get in a good solid. I could always just boot up Stardew as well. That's always a go. That's always a good go-to, you know. Stick with what we know here, folks. I can't remember what day or what part we're at, or like where we're at season-wise in Stardew. I think we just got through like a week of spring, of like the first week of spring. So we'd probably have a lot to do, because we'd have like our plants would be like, all of our crops would be ready to harvest and stuff like that. Yeah, we definitely would have a lot to do. We'd have a lot to Stardew, if you will. I am such a silly goose, as the title says about. If somebody says, even my title today is like so silly. What'd you do for a Kywil stream? Nothing. You don't have to. Well, you don't have to do it because I'm already here, silly goose. My stream titles are always so. I've realized that, because if you're not yet, and you want to go check out some cool streams from the past, from this year, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kywil VODs. My YouTube channel where I put all the VODs, which I don't think I've put up the music stream from this past weekend yet. I might have. Actually, let me check and see if I did that. It might be up there. It might not be. If it's not, then I'll have to do that before I upload this one. So the music stream was on Saturday, so I might not have. Oh no, I did have playing some music on a Saturday night. Hype! I actually did a thing. So yeah, like I've been amassing a bunch of VODs over there. There's actually 36 videos over there. If you're not following or subscribed over there, you probably fucking should be subscribed over there, because like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, holy shit, you should just be watching. I think anybody who watches me live, it's probably best if you only consume my media, like my content. So like you should only like don't listen to music at any point in time. Don't watch any TV shows. Just watch when I go live, you watch me when I'm live. And when I'm not live, just have a constant stream of my old streams playing on all of your devices. Every single one of them. And it's not a lot right now. There's only 36 videos, and they're kind of like probably, what, like 2 to 4 hours a piece. So you're going to have to rewatch a lot of my content. Or I'm going to have to be live a lot more so you don't have to. I don't know which one works better for y'all, but let me know. And I'll pencil you in. I'll make sure that you're in my schedule. Am I going to yap about Avatar more because I was like... because I think I was kind of talking about it, and I got sidetracked talking about the YouTube channel. And then I went off on another tangent because that's what I do. Because I made it through season 1, and I think that was kind of the point I was getting at, was I made it like halfway through season 2, because I really do like, I don't know. I like the whole series. It's hard. Every time I watch through it, I'm always like, man, this episode's so good. And then like the next episode comes on, I'm like, man, this episode's so good. And if I'm around people when I'm watching it, I do that, and they're like, you've said that about the last 5 episodes. I'm like, they're all good. What can I say? It's a good show. What can I say except... What can I spray except my pre-cum? I don't think that's what Dwayne the Cock Johnson says in that song. Dwayne the Cock John. What if his last name wasn't Johnson? It was just John. It's like, hey, I'm Dwayne John, and I'd love to be a part of your wrestling league. Dwayne John the Rock. Dwayne John the Rock, son. Dwayne John the Rock's son. Bing bada boom. Shit. I'm running out of things to talk about. Can anybody help me? All right, here. I have something that I'll figure out something to talk about. I got it. You guys, I figured out. Oh wait, I forgot about an actually cool thing that I found out yesterday. So I didn't spend much time there, but I will say this, and I will say this real quick about a place I found near me. I want to go check it out again at a different time, because I went when it was like busy, and I was like, I didn't know. I was like, okay, wow, there's a lot of people here. It was hot because there were so many people there. But I found this place nearby that is both a game store for like tabletop RPGs and like board games. So it's got like miniature figures and like, rule books for like D&D, stuff like that, like the board games. Also, it had all sorts of shit. And I saw that they were actually hosting a Smash tournament there one weekend, like this past weekend. I had just missed it, and I was like, fuck, they just had a Smash tournament. But it also has a bar, so you can go in and you can, drink and hang out and play board games. And I went there yesterday, and I think it was like Magic night or something, so like a bunch of people were playing Magic, but there was all sorts of people there with like fully built like castle structures and stuff. I was just walking around looking at it, and I couldn't stay long because like it was very hot, and I wasn't expecting it to be super hot, and there were so many people, and I didn't know anybody there. So it wasn't like I was going there to meet anybody. I was just kind of going to check it out, and I thought it was more gonna be, I didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was either. It had like kind of 3 different areas that kept on like going further back, and I was like, wow, this place is huge. When you first walk in, it's kind of like the store area, and then it has like the first hangout area and bar, and then beyond that is an even more tables and stuff to like play games, and you can like rent it out, I guess. Like I looked into it. It's a pretty cool spot, and I might have to go check again when it's a little less busy, because like it was popping yesterday. It was like, so like in the streets around it, the location is ass. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one thing about it that does suck, because it's like right next to like a pizza place that's super busy, And there's no, it's like street parking only, and it's like residential, so you're kind of fucked. And then like even trying to drive around down those streets was a pain in the ass, because it was like double parked all the way down. So like if you see a car coming down from you, you have to like stop all the way back to make sure that you can, and like who knows, you might get fucked. Like there might be like 6 cars that do that right in a row. So it was weird getting there and like getting inside, but like once I was in there, I was like, okay, this place is pretty cool. I just was not ready to be there for very long, not knowing anybody, and I kind of started like getting a little claustrophobic, because I was around, like I never been there, and it was like a lot of people. So it's like I should probably take off before I have a panic attack in public, because that's not fun. That's something I've done, that I've experienced, and I wouldn't put it on. I wouldn't put that on anybody. That's actually something I've been I'm really excited about. It's like, did I put that back here? If I did put that back here, it's not like I'm gonna really show you guys. I think I might have. If I didn't put that back here, I don't know what I did with it actually. I should probably find that. It's probably it's in one of these places somewhere. It's I finally got approved back to be on the state health insurance and everything. So I got my my cards for that. Actually, it might be back out in the drawer or over here. I'm pretty sure I put it in a place where I know. Oh, it's right here. I'm staring right at it. Oh my gosh. Because as soon as I can next month, I want to look into trying to because I know sometimes there's like wait lists to get onto into therapy and stuff a lot of the time, and sometimes it's even hard to even just find people who take the state like the Medicaid stuff for therapy. So I want to get right on top of it, because like as soon as I can on August 1st, like that's when like things are going to be able to go through with that. And so I wanted to get into that because I've realized that I think I mentioned it's like I mentioned earlier, one, I have like this reminder of like my past life and like my divorce, my marriage, every day living in this apartment, but I also like don't talk that through with like anybody. Like it's not something that I really think is like a friend, like something you talk to your friends about, and like they can really help too much with if they haven't gone through it themselves. So I could also like look out for like support groups for men, like divorced men, so I like know some people who have gone through something similar that I have, so I could like have like a some like maybe like a healthy way to process this kind of stuff, because it's like I don't want to talk to certain people about, especially certain friends, because like they might be too close to like my ex and stuff like that. And it's like, actually I realized recently too, it's like I really don't like calling Lauren my ex. It's like it's Lauren. It's like to me she's Lauren. It's like she's not my wife anymore, but I don't want to call her my ex. That it has this really weird connotation to it, or like this like negative like sound. It just sounds bad. It just sounds bad to say. And so I want to just be like just Lauren, but I mean at the same time it's like, do we talk? No, we don't. But I will say, I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't know why I would have mentioned this on stream. Maybe I did though. It's possible, but like yeah, we haven't talked. It's been a minute now. I know I think I mentioned it in the web fishing thing, because like we both decided, and like the last time we talked, it was like maybe this is it's a good thing that we don't talk every day anymore. Not like in any bad things. It was just like, okay, yeah, this. I guess we kind of both know where we're at, and it was good to know that, because it's been a while now, actually, almost 2 weeks, and I kind of like it. It feels, it's nice knowing that it's like it's not like where we're both at was like we could talk, but we don't want to talk every day. It's like, okay, we can talk if it's necessary, but we also don't want to, because it's also like it's a thing that's like. I know like right now I'm feeling good. I was like, hey, I'm like kind of like I'm moving through a lot of like, yeah, obviously there's still a lot of emotions attached to that relationship. I was in that relationship for what, 5.5 years, and married for 2.5 of them. So it's like there's still a lot there, but not having that like constant reminder or connection, or even like hearing her voice or any of that kind of stuff, it makes it a lot easier to kind of like keep on pushing forward. And it's like, who knows how long it will last, because I feel like I've had this like, you know, it happens like it's like, okay, cool, it hasn't been a minute, and then occasionally I'll like, oh, something will happen. I'm like, oh wait, never mind, something popped back up, it's here again. Yeah, it's a I will say that life is just, you never really know what you're like, what's going to be happening like on your day to day. Like, yes, like the last 2 weeks have been really nice for me, and like before that I had kind of a weird week. Who knows what next week's going to be like. I actually am really looking forward to this next week, because it's going to be my first week kind of like having my own car, and like I'm going to probably want to test it out a little bit and see like, all right, cool, where do I want to go? I'm not going to go on like a huge trip. That's not like the point of this vehicle. The point of the vehicle is really to be able to get to gigs. So like really with that being said, I'll probably start booking gigs, or try to book gigs. I'll probably talk to my buddy Julian and see what he's up to, and then what he's been, and what, like if he knows like who he might know, if I could contact. Maybe my buddy Sean might have some contacts, because I'd love to start just opening for people, because I think that the style that I do, especially like bringing a laptop, having my keyboard, and playing my kind of tunes with like in the way that I do it, really, I'm not a full band, and so I'm a solo act, so it speaks as an opener for full bands to me, because I'm not a DJ. I'm not playing other people's music and like just in and out. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, by the way. I think that I like mixing and DJing is a completely different skill to master and to get to, and something I don't know how to do. It's not something I'm shitting on. I want to make that clear. It's a different skill. It's not something that I'm I just felt like the ground shake. I don't know. People upstairs. It's not something that I am versed in. It's not something I've dabbled in at all. Like I shouldn't say at all. I have an idea of how it's done. Like you have an EQ. You usually have like two songs have their EQs, and then you have like your lows, your mids, and your highs. And there's different frequency cutoff points for those. And the idea is to cut, the frequencies from one song while you're kind of mixing in, so that like they'll match up, and then beat matching and all that kind of stuff. There's all these different stuff. Like the mixing is that it's mostly beat matching, making sure that both songs are aligned and hitting like on the same tempos, and then mixing from one song to the other using EQs, and like you can drop the mid like frequencies to kind of do like some little filter sweeps and stuff like that. And like DJing is actually like it's a really cool thing. I think like DJs get a lot of shit because it's like, oh, they're not, what are they even doing? They're just pushing play. But it's like if you know like a lot about what they're doing, it's a lot more than just pushing play. And also because sometimes it's like pre-planned sets. People could come in and like not necessarily they're planning the whole thing on like one big track and then hitting play, it just goes from start to finish, but that they know which tracks they're going to pick to a degree, and they'll usually still have some kind of like freestyle stuff going in there. But I know some like if once you get to a certain point, you can be a DJ that's kind of reads the room and just picks what you think is gonna be good. Like with the vibe, and you're just kind of freestyling like your songs and your mixes the whole night, or the whole set. And I think that's something eventually I would love to learn how to do and get into, but it's such a different vibe from live performance, which is what I'm so used to and I've been doing for so long, because I know the songs. Like if I wrote the song, I know how to play it, I know how to put it in. But I'm kind of like my sets. If you've been to the last 2 music streams I've done, you've seen, and there's just one this past Saturday. You've seen kind of like what I do, and I have like stripped down versions of my songs, where instead of having the melody playing in full, it's missing, the piano part or the synth part that would normally be there, and I have created that synth part as a instrument in the project to play live. So then I'm kind of doing like a mixture of things, and then I like to also just play my piano. So it's a very weird performance because I do two types of musical styles, like my electronic and my piano stuff. But I'm also thinking of building it out and having more backing tracks for the just piano songs. So like maybe I'll actually go in and write like backing tracks for the 4 songs that are on Aural Heirlooms, and I'll have those have like orchestral and so an orchestra and a choir and stuff, or maybe some glitchy drums. But I'm also thinking of doing some stuff and having it be just for performance. So like, okay, this I can make like a loop that I can just perform over or build off of live. That's something I want to kind of start incorporating into the live stuff there. And then I also do want to learn how to DJ, but I already know I can do like DJ stuff in Ableton, and I have kind of an idea of how to do it, like with the setup I have already. Like I have a project that's already kind of set up to help me out, and I could do it with the setup I have. I just have to work more with the MIDI keyboard I have, because it has way more capabilities than what I'm using it for right now. I'm using it just very rudimentary. I'm using it for very rudimentary tasks, like just navigating around in Ableton, triggering stuff. But it also has knobs, it has like that I can use to go in. It has the pads can actually be used to play things. I can switch between different devices and use like the actual expression wheel, like the pitch bend wheel, and the mod wheel more for different things. Like there's a lot more in that of capabilities within that thing and within Ableton itself for me to kind of fuck around with, that I'm kind of excited to get into over the next, honestly, it's probably going to be like another probably 2 to 3 years of messing around with all of this stuff. Because then also I put it under the bed yesterday because I just haven't been using it. That is my I have like a little drum pad I want to be able to use in the future. I have my guitar, my bass. These are all things I want to add, and I didn't mention this earlier, but yesterday I reorganized the entire music stream setup, and I don't think I posted a picture of the way it looks now, the new setup, but I reorganized everything, and I kind of put it up so it's a little bit more open and kind of flowy, and you can kind of move about in the space a little bit better, and I have access to the amps easier. The keyboard is now right next to my piano, so hopefully in some of the more future streams I'll be able to kind of maybe I might be able to just move to playing piano, and we can play piano on stream too. I thought that would be kind of cool, and to be able to do a little bit of both. Oh, I'm playing my songs here, the electronic songs. Let's just move over the piano real quick. I think I'll really be building it out in the next couple of months to be we'll be having some fun music streams out there. And I think my idea is maybe I might start flip-flopping here between on the weekends doing a music stream, a community day stream. Maybe once I'll do the first Saturday of every month is a music stream, and then 2 weeks later we do a community day or something, or vice versa. Who knows? I'm kind of spitballing ideas while I'm live here today, but I'm also kind of running a little out of steam. I'm not gonna lie. I've been yapping here for 2 hours, and I didn't have any. I had no goal going into today's stream. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was like, am I going to play Stardew? Am I just going to do just chatting? And as stream was going on, I was like, I could probably do 3 hours of chatting, but I'm starting to realize because I haven't done this in a week, or been just chatting, it is is taking its toll on me. I'm also feeling that I'm starting to get a little, God, I can actually feel it on my throat. I'm starting to get a little hungry. I have no plans to play any games. But here's what I'm gonna say. because I'm gonna start rounding down stream here, but I do want to see if I can throw out a raid to anybody before I get out of here on today on a Thursday. And honestly, for me, the biggest thing is not how long my streams are or whatever. It's just getting my streams going at all, because I know that I have had a tendency in the past of failing to even show up for streams or not communicating when I didn't like show up for streams, which, like I said, this past Tuesday it ended up being very interesting because I didn't stream, but I was on Discord web fishing with a lot of people who would normally hang out. So it's like people who knew I wasn't like I didn't stream, they knew why. Also, nobody I know is live right now to do a raid. So I think this might be, we might have just a slow chill down evening on our hands while I kind of I'll talk about a couple of like maybe a little like last second things here. I was mentioning mental health earlier as well, because like that's a thing that's been big for me. It's like I've been going through some rough patches here and there. I'd say probably about once a week to every like a week and a half. It seems I'm kind of hitting some big heightened emotions, and having to kind of go and deal with those and go through that. Sometimes it's anxiety, sometimes it's been more like depression and stuff like that. I'm starting to recognize like more like of like the symptoms and the stuff that I like I'm showcasing for certain mental illnesses and being like, okay, that's like maybe that's reminiscent of that's something like that, because I really want to be on top of it when I get into seeing a therapist and like, you know, like maybe going to specialists depending on what like has to happen, getting tests done next month. And so I kind of wanted to get into just like I guess just saying like little things that have been helping with my mental health recently that I've been noticing, because it's been, you know, it's been in the gutter for a while. My mental health, like, you know, I suffer from several mental illnesses. I know I've been diagnosed, undiagnosed, re-diagnosed. I think I really need to get re-diagnosed and like just like go for like a blank slate. Like, you know, I really don't know what I have, but like, you know, I've been told it's this and this and this, but let's see what you say, doc. But at the end of the day, I know that like how they affect my mental health, and I've been trying my best to kind of keep it going and keep moving forward and stuff, because I know that I can have these rocky moments and this rocky relationship with myself, I guess, like with my own head. And so things that have been really helping with that have been helping me move forward, like keep my head up. The biggest thing I think is my morning walks. I gotta put a huge shout out to that. So I'm just like, you know, and this is just me kind of saying like what works for me, what's been working best for me, as kind of like if any of this kind of sounds like, oh, maybe that's something I could try out there. Like I've been trying to, like, you know, maybe I've been trying to do this, and you know, like maybe that's, and like if anybody in chat has anything they've been doing that, like, you know, it's been helping with their mental health, I'd love to hear that too. Because like that's, you know, that's kind of where I want to end on stream today. I'm gonna wrap things down, like wind things down, just kind of talking about positive mental health things and like how we can kind of put ourselves in like the right mindset, and because I'll be honest, like the last 2 days I was kind of spiraling a little bit, and I knew what was happening. I knew I was spiraling, and thankfully I'm getting more aware of my own delusions and how to kind of pull myself out of them when they're happening, instead of feeding them, because it, like also like recognizing like what's happening in my body, that so it's like, okay, I'm feeding my delusions. Why am I doing that? Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm thirsty. Maybe it's not necessarily something that's directly tied to my anxiety. It's something that's physiologically happening, like, you know, within me. And so but like going back to like the things that I feel like have been promoting more of a positive like trajectory in my mental health has been the walks. I get up, you know, and eating when right when I wake up, and just kind of like be like taking more time, being more patient with myself. Like when I am feeling like anxious or having stress or something, instead of being like, all right, what the fuck? Why do I feel this way? I need to be able to do this. I'm like, all right, it's okay. We can feel stressed out for a bit, but why are we feeling stressed? What do we have to do today? And like kind of like just trying to like walk myself through things. And then just keeping you know, it's basic shit that I've been doing that's really been helping. But I'd say honestly, if I really want to like tie it down to kind of like two things, one being the walks, the second thing would be journaling. And I mean and I'm like journaling in any way really helps for me. I've been doing I kind of have 3 different ways of journaling. I'd say the main way is I use my laptop to journal. I'll write a lot of stuff in my, like, I'll just open up a note I call the void, and I just type into it as much as I want. And then, like, you know, for the day, I didn't start by dating them, but I started dating my entries like a couple of months ago, kind of so I could kind of see like, oh, this is the journey that my head went on for the last 6 months. If I really wanted to see what's been going on in up here, I have a record of it for a lot of the days. But I also have like different versions of that in different places. And then I also have a handwritten journal. It's just like a little notebook I bought at like a bookstore like 5 years ago. Still haven't filled it up. But I've been writing in it a lot more this year with like, not I guess like the goal of filling it up to the end, but with like of making it, of putting more pages in it to get it to its finish, to have a finished diary of for once. And I think that the handwritten journals the most do like as well have like such a great effect on my like helping me with my mental, because you have to slow down so much to write everything. Like you can't rush through, you know, like handwriting. I mean you can, but if you do rush through handwriting, it gets all sloppy. Your hand might start cramping because you're holding the pen too tight. And so when I really take my time to like write my notes slowly, and I've even been trying to do that on the computer, like just take my time to like really, all right, let me like not like try to like, I don't need to go 80 words per minute. I'm like, I don't need to be a robot. This is stream of consciousness. And so really kind of doing that, like it helps slow my brain down, which is one of the things I need help with. So I'd say that those are like the 2 main things for me. And those help, I think, the most with my anxiety. Like they do help with the depression as well, but there's other, I guess they help, like getting outside at all just helps with depression usually, right? So getting active, getting the motivation, but it's getting that kind of like that anxiety, like energy. I like, where I want to get energy out. That's what the walk, I guess, helps with on that end. All right. I'm going to double check and make sure no one's been like, cause there's been times where like, I'll be like, all right, I guess no one's live. And then I like, as soon as I log off, like somebody else gets on, and I'm like, oh shit, I totally could have fucking rated them. So I just want to make sure there is nobody here. There is not a single person. I mean, there's people online on Twitch that like, you know, that I could raid, but they're all like 1,000 viewer people. I'm like, I'm not gonna throw a raid their way. And so I think I'm going to wind this down for the evening and just give a big thank you to everybody who's been here today and hanging out. Whether you were active in chat or you were just lurking, I always want to throw it out there. It does not matter, but I appreciate you either way. We appreciate all viewers here in the Creamery. All viewers and all spewers. Wouldn't you believe it? And I'll say, oh wait, shit! I never showed I was gonna showcase the vlog today. But you know what? I think I'll save that for a different day, because I'm kind of getting towards the end of I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I think I'm gonna go get some food in me. My stomach's kind of grumbly a little bit, and I kind of want to watch maybe some more Avatar tonight. I'm not really sure. I'm either between watching more Avatar tonight or watching a movie, and I have no idea which one I want to do yet. I'm like very up in the air. It is nice. I do like going live at 4 as well, because like then I can if I get done early with the stream. This is a little early for me because it's like not the full 3 hours. But I realize that like there's nothing like telling me I have to stream 3 hours other than me. I'm like sitting here like, why do I always stream 3 hours? Like who set that goal? Like, or who's setting that timeline? Nobody except for Kyle. I'm my own boss on stream. You know, that's how like they're like. That's a okay. I wanna plug this real quick. If nobody, if people haven't seen this, like I'm gonna put this video in chat before I leave because I think this is I'm just surprised that there's nobody.
3 years ago.
Shit, there's nobody like live. I guess it's a Thursday at 6. People will probably be live in like the next hour or two. Watch it happen. Weird shit. I wish I had I had no idea in my head like I was gonna play a game today, and so I wasn't in the mood to play games tonight, and that's why I'm kind of ending early too. Because if I wanted to play a game, I probably would be playing a game right now, but I don't. I want to veg. I've had like the last. I think the reason is like like the last 2 days have been like I've been like "Argh!" And so like today I was like I just want to get on stream and chill and chat for a minute, and when I run out, this is exactly what I want. I think this was the plan. The plan was just to fucking Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Thank you again for we had 2 raids today. Thank you to Sushi and Steve for the wonderful raids. Today. Make sure you guys go drop them a follow if you haven't already. We got Steve over there doing his Zelda-thon. 37 days playing Zelda in a row. I still can't. That still blows my shit right out my asshole. And then we got Sushi. I know that she's been playing the Dead Island 2 over there. And then this Saturday, I'll be doing a community game day type deal. I'll just be live on Saturday probably at some point. It might be earlier than 4 because like I might go live like noon on Saturday. I get up fucking early, so it's like even waiting until 4 sometimes it's like for me I'm like, man, that's even late for me still. Even though it's really not. It's like I get up at 5. I get up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And so it's like noon is like, that's like, okay, I've been up for 6. That's like probably right. Like, so I think for the weekend too, we might go live a little bit earlier. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I have no idea what games we're going to play that day. We're just going to kind of float it. And I'm doing the biggest Midwestern goodbye right now. I'm like, yeah, bye. But I'm like, actually, though, I have 15 minutes worth of stuff to actually tell you before we leave today. So I'm going to sit here on the thanks for watching screen, and I'm never going to leave your side. You'll never escape me. I'll always be in your butthole. All right, everybody. That was a little too weird. That was a little too much. That was a little too much. That was a little too insert adjective here. And if I could just say one more thing, I think there was something I wanted to say that I forgot to say. Regardless, I'll be back on Saturday or maybe tomorrow. I don't. I might even be back tomorrow. I might be back tomorrow. Anyway, bye!